guys, so my kids will be getting off the bus very, very soon, so I'm gonna make this one pretty quick, but a question I've been getting asked a lot lately is why? Why do you wanna be a foster parent? And my answer to them is usually, well, we have plenty of room in our hearts and in our homes, so why not? But the real answer is I've been on my own since I was 15 years old. My mom remarried when I was 13 or 14, and my stepdad and I, we just did not get along. He, for some reason, had this preconceived notion that I would be an absolute angel. He already had 3 boys of his own, and he was so excited to have a daughter. Well, I was a teenager, and I already had a dad, and I didn't always agree with the way he parented. It was nothing like my dad and my mom had parented me. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background. He's fine. So I've been on my own since I was 15. I moved out then whenever one of my mom's younger friends, she was married and had a couple kids, and she saw how bad the situation was. I don't know that she was at my 14th birthday party, but I just remember him saying, you know, I'm opening presents, and him saying 4 more years, 4 more years. And what he meant by that was 4 more years until I can kick you out. So I was happy to leave my house whenever they offered their home. I tried moving in a couple more times after that, like tried to move back home. It just didn't work out. He still we just could not get along. So I ended up getting pregnant when I was 17 years old. And at the time I was living in my house for a short stint. And I remember being in the kitchen with my stepdad, and I don't even know what we were fighting about, but he pushed me down. And he knew very well that I was pregnant, and he pushed me down, and Scott's parents took me in, and we stayed there until we were we were 20 years old, because that's when we bought our first house. But I'm forever grateful for them for basically helping to raise me and being there for me. But I know what it feels like to not be wanted. I know what it feels like to not, have a place really to call home. And I just want to be able to open our home and open our hearts, like I tell everybody, and just show these children that they are loved and that somebody cares for them. And if we're able to reunite them with their bio parents, awesome. I'm excited to do that. If for some reason they've become available for adoption and they're a great fit for our family and they want to be a part of our family, that is definitely something that we would consider. Another thing, since they're not home yet, Scott and I had a date night on Fridays. His parents took the kiddos for us. Again, sorry about my dog. We're out of time crunch here. And sibling groups came up, and I was always kind of under the impression that he maybe would only be open to one child because that's all we had talked about. But he was like, I'm not gonna separate the siblings, and I'm so glad. Like I could have cried right there at the dinner table. We were out to eat, but I held it together. But it was just really sweet. And he talked about putting 3 bedrooms downstairs instead of the 2 bedrooms, so that way we'd have 2 open bedrooms upstairs. And all of our kiddos, since they're older, they could be downstairs. It's a walkout basement. They all have windows that open and shut. It's perfectly safe. Our meeting is on the 26th, November 26th. So I'm excited for the supervisor to come out and let us know our next step. Well, our next step is being assigned our caseworker and doing the home study. But I'm just ready to get started. I feel like this is taking forever. Like, I already want to have kiddos in the house, and already be supporting them and loving on them and helping them. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm sure that we'll be just placed with the perfect children for us, the children that we can help the most at the right time. God knows what He's doing, so I'm just going to be patient and wait, because that's all I can do. I'm also very sad that there's a need at all for foster care. I have to keep saying that because I almost feel bad. Like, I'm excited to take in these kids who have basically been ripped away from their family. But you know what? At the end of the day, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to step up and take these children in their home. And what better way through foster care to just really give back to the community and just really give back to humanity? So that's my why.